Okay, welcome everybody.
Hi everyone.
You are here with Kinga and myself, Nadine, and this is a live session. So do jump in, comment, ask questions, whatever you need to do, interact and enjoy this session as well. And of course, if you're on the recording, you can still put some stuff in. We will get back to you later. This isn't the end of it. So if you do have any burning questions or you want to know how to link in with Kinga or myself, then definitely ask us and we will pick up those comments also. If you have been here recently, you saw another session I did with Shauna. So this is part of that series and making sure you have really valuable content, valuable teachers, people that you can get more from if you feel like you need a little bit of a pick-me-up or you're just trying to look after yourself in this time. So this will be really, really good. Kinga, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. Hi guys. My name is Kinga and I'm a yoga teacher, yoga and mindfulness teacher. I'm teaching in corporate settings. I do personal yoga teaching, private classes, and I do teen yoga teaching. That's quite kind of at the start, but I've been teaching yoga probably for about 3 or 4 years now. I've done my yoga teacher training. The first one that I did was here in the UK. I did a Hatha beginners teacher training a couple of years ago. And then last year I had the opportunity to go to Bali. So I did a 300-hour yoga teacher training there, which is advanced Hatha, meditation, pranayama, and yin yoga.
Wow.
So, yeah.
What a dream location.
And then I'm doing a yoga teaching on the side. So, yeah.
Okay, that's perfect. But what a perfect place to go and learn, you know? It's like one of the spiritual spots of the world, isn't it?
Yeah, it was an interesting twist in my life to be able to, you know, given the opportunity to actually go there and do it. So, yeah, that was great experience.
Amazing. I went to Bali maybe 3-4 years ago. It was just beautiful. Just absolutely. Yeah. One day. I'll be back one day.
Hopefully very soon we are able to.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I think at the moment it's just about appreciating where you are.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So let's get into some content because I know a lot of people have different ideas about what yoga is or what it isn't. There's lots of myths and sort of misunderstandings. Just describe to us what exactly yoga is and what the benefits are.
So for me, and I can only share this from my experience, and then the way I look at yoga is it gives you a complete toolbox that you can access anytime, anywhere. And you can pick and choose whatever you need for you and for your own personal practice. And I feel it like it giving you a toolkit to build and develop a complete harmonious life, both physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually as well. So it all depends on what works for you. Yeah. So that would be briefly it. So it depends what you want to use it for, but there's loads that you can get out of it. And in terms of what yoga is, and then as a complex, it's quite a scientific system, and then I'm just going to briefly maybe break it down in the context of what it's made up of, and then that gives you a bit of a more idea how it kind of all comes together, if that's okay.
Yeah, that'd be really good.
So you probably people are more kind of familiar with the physical practice of yoga. And then we call it like asanas, the physical poses. And that's kind of like the initial stage, if you wish. So physical poses and the asana, a physical yoga practice, can help you increase flexibility and increase the strength of your joints, muscles. It helps to increase mental focus. It helps to reduce stress and anxiety, improves respiration, circulation, digestion, depending on what you do. It can reduce backaches, body aches and pain. So there's plenty out there to kind of find the benefits of. And then once you kind of build your or find your physical pose practice, the asanas, then you kind of step into pranayama, the breathing practices, where you go a little bit deeper. And then once you kind of practice the breathing, the benefits of breathing practice pranayama is increasing the energy levels, reduce anxiety, depression, or stress again. It can lower or stabilize blood pressure, just to kind of list a few. It can help with muscle relaxation. It can decrease the feeling of overwhelm or stress. And then kind of to build up your own practice. So you kind of go deeper and deeper into this self-exploration. It's like a journey. So you kind of touch on the physical level when you do the asanas. Then you can go deeper with the breathing and then combine that with your practice. And then I normally then put in a deep relaxation where you can really kind of do a body scan and then focus on your body to kind of release any tension and then bring the awareness to the breath. And that will lead you into this meditative state naturally. So you kind of then get into meditation without forcing it, if that makes sense. Yeah. And by that, you get that complete practice that you can implement on the mat. And then it's kind of like a self-exploration or a self-exploration journey to building awareness and getting to know yourself a lot better. And then whatever you practice on the mat, then you can take away and implement parts of it in your life.
Yeah, that sounds, it's so much bigger than you say, because I think people think of the poses and having to be really flexible and getting those crazy positions, but not necessarily all the other things that come with it. And that it's a whole journey that you can, I'm guessing, take to how far or how little as suits you as well.
Yeah, definitely. So, if that's what you want to get out of it, if you just want to focus on the physical practice, that's going to give you a lot of benefits as well. And sometimes it's just the awareness. So I'd like to kind of emphasize that, because becoming aware of how you are, it gives you control, and it gives you that confidence of like knowing you a lot better, help you with how you react to external things. Then how you can manage, you can manage stress, anxiety a lot better, because there's a lot of things that are outside your control, but it's all about you.
Yeah, that's absolutely it. Something you can control and you can explore to your own level. So what's the type specifically that you offer at the moment? And can anyone take part in it? Are there kind of restrictions if people have got maybe physical limitations?
Yes, so everyone can find their own yoga. So there's a lot of kind of misconceptions, and then that's another thing that I kind of wanted to cover here. So with yoga, and what I believe yoga is not something, because often people look at yoga, or you need to achieve something, you need to kind of achieve that enlightenment, you need to kind of achieve that higher level or that state or whatever that is. And therefore already you kind of set up to fail, because that kind of makes you believe that you're not good enough. And then I just find that there's a huge misconception about yoga, because I feel that because of that self-awareness and getting to know yourself, you realize that you're it. So you already have everything within you that you need. You're a complete person the way you are. And that kind of empowering, that kind of belief that whatever it is, you can find it within.
Yes, absolutely.
So everyone can find their own yoga practice. And yes, there are different conditions. There's different kind of indications. So there's kind of contraindications for different poses. If you look at whether someone's got high blood pressure, but you can always find options, modifications, verifications, different variations once you explore your own body and even your mental state. then you implement that. So I think that's why it's quite important to find someone who can help you with that, to kind of then develop your own safe practice.
I think what you said is key. It's finding somebody to help you, to guide you, so that you can go, okay, that works for me, that doesn't, or maybe you need to alter the way you do something so you don't hurt yourself.
Definitely. Yeah, and I think there's a lot of so I'm a little bit cautious about, like, even doing classes in person, and then you've got a lot of people. So I'm best on a one-to-one setting to really give that attention to someone. So if someone goes to a group setting, and then it's often the case that they're just trying to keep up, and then they're never going to be kind of tuned into their own bodies and their own feelings, and that can lead to injuries, that can lead to disappointment, that can lead to, like, I didn't really enjoy this because what is this about? I'm just trying to keep up with things that I don't even know. And I think more so now, there's so much out there online. It's really finding that kind of building that foundation that you can safely join to any class online. And whatever people do, if you know that you're not able, or you know that this doesn't work for you, you can modify yourself, and you can feel within that, you know what, this feels like that, and then therefore you can modify and you can find your own options.
Absolutely.
Which is really
yeah. Oh, great. So a few people have jumped on live, and Angela Mariah says, my signal is dragging due to everyone being home and using it right now. I think that's going to be an issue for the world at the moment. That's absolutely fine. If you have any questions, drop them in. You can always come back and watch it later, because I know a lot of people are using the internet more than ever in each area. So there could be some issues getting on and off, but we will be here and it'll be recorded. So that's absolutely fine. So hello to everyone that is around. I hope you are having a wonderful Sunday. Yeah, so I'm here with Kinga. I'm going to carry on, getting some information and getting some tips on what we can practically do as well. So I know that breathing is something that people have said is very, very useful when it comes to being able to calm us down. How does breathing work into this practice, and what can we do at home if we're feeling like we just need a moment?
Well, kind of like if you just want to focus on the breathing side of things, we often breathe when we get anxious. We start breathing into the chest area. So then we're getting that kind of anxious feeling, and things start to feel like we're building it up, and then it's just getting kind of higher and higher. And it's kind of just sit down, or maybe just kind of snap out of whatever created that kind of stressful feeling for you, or whatever thoughts you might have in your head that kind of started to go on and on and on. It's kind of first just to snap out of it. So maybe just stand up or go somewhere or go to the kitchen, and then find another space to kind of snap out of that mindset or environment for a second. And then if you talk about breathing, then you start to feel that breath in your chest. You want to focus on directing that breath to the belly.
Yeah.
So it's kind of that, it's an initial part of that deep part of breathing, where you're going to take a deep breath, and you can't. It requires a little bit of concentration, because you wouldn't even realize. Sometimes don't even realize that they think they're breathing to the chest. They breathe into the belly, but so they never really feel that awareness that you can actually control that breath, and then you can take it down a little bit to allow that calmness to then kind of generate. So there's different techniques. So the basic would be that belly breathing, or there's this Dirghaswasana, the 3-part breath. My favorite one, though, is an alternate nostril breathing.
Oh, I've heard of that. Yeah, I've never tried it, though. Deepak Chopra talks about that.
So, it's called Nadi Shodhana, which is like a nerve cleansing breath. So it kind of helps you to balance out the left and right hemisphere of the brain. It calms the mind, and it gives focus to the mind and clarity at the same time as well. So I like using that one to kind of really just kind of calm it down a little bit, and then clearing out the energy channels at the same time as well. It kind of like going different ways helps you to kind of clear the energies a little bit as well. So, but scientifically, it's just kind of gives a little bit of a calmness to the mind.
So different tricks that people can tap into, try at home, but definitely I think maybe the simplest to start with might be that actually making sure you're breathing into your belly and filling that up.
Yeah, and it's just kind of even just bring your awareness. So I think it's important to kind of accept first, not fight whatever feelings or stresses you get. Is that recognition and noticing that, I'm really getting to that stage again, that anxious, stressful stage. And then by kind of acknowledging it and realizing it, you already feel a little bit in control, that I know what's going on, I know what's happening, I know it's coming. And then you can kind of then shift that awareness from it. It already kind of probably would quiet down a little bit, because you're kind of like, I know what's going on. Okay. So I know that, I know what created it, and I know this anxious feeling. I'm familiar with it, I notice it. And then shift that awareness to the breath. Okay. And then slow the breath. And then just by controlling that breath, even just slowing it and deepening it, helps you to then create a little bit of time. The other one is called humming breathing. Okay. So you breath in through the nose, and you can cover your ears.
Yeah, I'm going to try.
And then you just hum, keeping the mouth closed.
That sounds really loud. Yeah.
That kind of combines the breathing with the sound vibration, which takes that whole practice a little bit deeper. Yes. So by that kind of that level of vibration gives you that calmness as well.
Yeah, so it's all linked to just getting your sort of central nervous system calm back down, focusing on something, and allowing your body to just get back to a neutral state just naturally without you having to go and do it.
Yeah, because mostly it's all kind of linked together. So whatever reaction you have emotionally or in your mind, that's going to then generate a reaction in your body. Yeah. So it's kind of fight, flight.
Getting out of that.
Sympathetic and whichever is kind of switching on at the time. So yeah.
Okay, so can you tell us about the link between meditation and yoga? I know you said that, it's all part of different parts of the practice. Can you do them together or separately, or is it part of the same flow?
You can. So meditation, again, the benefits of it can help manage anxiety. There's so many benefits of it. It enhances that self-awareness. It creates a peace, stillness, and space. And it lengthens the attention span as well. It helps with, it could help with memory loss, but I'm not going to go and it definitely reduces stress. But sometimes people approach meditation as kind of like forcing themselves into it, and then thinking that I can't meditate because I've got all these thoughts in my head, and then I need to just get rid of all these thoughts in my head, and then they get into this, they're going to get even more stressful or anxious.
Because they think they're doing it wrong.
And then I do believe in it, before you just kind of you can't just, you can, but I think it takes practice. But I would emphasize that it's good to kind of go through that process, whether even if it's just 10 minutes of stretching out the body, just releasing the tension, and kind of by releasing and stretching out the body, you kind of lose that attention towards any tension in the body, and that already then starts that shift. And then focusing on the breathing, you get into that state, in a better state, to get ready and be prepared for a meditation. So I just I feel like, for me and my experience, yes, you can, whatever meditation you do, what I would say is It's your meditation, and I don't think there's wrong meditation as such on a broader scale. And I would just feel that, you know, it's practice. And then again, there's a lot of techniques to help you, and there's a lot of different ways of meditation that might help you. So examples. So maybe you want to do some guided meditation. If you feel that you can't stay in silence and you need something to concentrate on, then maybe you just want to listen to some recorded guided meditations themed with whatever topic that is. And it can be scary for people just to sit in silence, because then they're going to face their whatever they're going to face. Yeah, everything's going to surface and all their thoughts going to come by. So another one that can help is, again, concentrating on the breathing and then maybe counting. So you start breathing and then you close the eyes, and then you start counting the breath. So you're going to breathe in and out, which is 1. And then you keep going up to 7. And then you start from 7 to 14, 7 to 20, 1 to 7, 1 to 14, 1 to 21. And then that's a good kind of indication where you're going to lose that count. And then by that count, you kind of getting already distracted. Now, this was one of the technique that we kind of learned and practiced and tested out. And then the reason why I say whatever works, because I find it with staying with the counting, you would never get into a deeper level, because your mind is going to still keep that focus on something. So whatever works, but it can help with that concentration. So another form of meditation, when you meditate, concentrating on a subject. So maybe like a candle or using whatever, and then you just kind of keep the gaze really soft, and then you keep your concentration on that candle light, or maybe just a focus point somewhere. And then, you know, it still gives you one thing to focus on, and then hopefully it will help you to kind of get rid of anything else that might go. So, sorry.
I was going to say, I like that idea, actually, just having something to gaze at. Yeah.
And then I do so-called heart meditations, because I feel that we are spending a lot of time in our minds, and you give so much attention to your thoughts.
Yes.
And then sometimes I just feel like if you think about it, your heart already knows whatever it is that, you know, even if your mind goes around in circles, if you take that awareness into your heart, you already kind of feel a lot calmer, and you feel a lot more reassured.
Yeah.
And so just shifting that awareness makes a difference. And then I do like a heart meditation where you go through the body and you go through the mind and the thoughts, and then you focus on the breathing, and then you invite the mind to then move into your heart space, and then you can find that stillness, and you can find that peace, and there's no reason to fight any thoughts or anything.
Yeah, that feels good, even just hearing you talk about it. It's great. Yeah, it's so good. I know, like you said, people find especially silence very difficult. So trying out some other things to really get into the practice of it could be a great way to have something to focus on at first. Or just
I from my experience, I could never meditate. So so you can kind of step back, and then the reason why I started, so initially people told me start meditating because I've always been a worrier, and I always got stressed about things, and I always have like a million thoughts in my mind. And then people said, oh, Kinga, you need to start meditating, and I could not do it. And then I started going to yoga classes, And that was the only time when I could just quiet my mind, because all I was focusing was on my body and my breathing. And then that was enough for me to get into that state of there's nothing else, that there was just nothing else on my mind, just that movement, that body and breathing, and that exploration. So yeah, it's a start. So whatever it is, you can always start with something that works for you.
Oh, that's absolutely amazing. Right, so we've talked about breathing, we've talked about meditation. Now, for those moments, maybe in the day, especially now where people are in a lot more, we're in, self-isolation phase, I think maybe a quarter of the world at the moment, and not moving as much, so that inactivity is not great for us. Are there things we can do to just relax in the day or maybe before bed to kind of feel like our body's had some sort of a stretch, but it also calms us down at the same time?
Yeah, so it's good to set maybe reminders, because we can just, like, from my own experience, I just see my days flying by and then I'm just like, what have I done? And I'm just like, and a lot of people find this, like, as you said earlier, they find it really difficult to be indoors and to be in this stillness. And then it there's things that arise in your head, and then things that you start thinking about things, and then the mind is a really dangerous thing. So as much as it's fascinating, so I think you just need to be a little bit careful of kind of where it goes. I think the good thing is, I would probably set reminders if that helps for you to kind of get out of whatever you're doing. So I look at a day. So I normally, before I wake up, so I'm already awake and I'm in bed, I'm not looking at my phone. I need probably, even if it's just a couple of minutes, like 2-3 minutes or 5, to just be like, you're already awake, but you just want to kind of have that sense of being, just kind of hearing what's around you, feeling how you feel, and that kind of on time, just for 2 minutes before even kind of thinking about what I need to do today.
Yeah.
Just finding that kind of couple of minutes to just be in bed. And then you can start stretching in bed. So you can do all the kind of normal stretches in bed. Just give yourself 5 minutes. It's going to make such a difference to get out of bed once you already have that. So basic stretches to kind of lift your arms a little bit, or you go some side-to-side twists. You can just hug the knees. You can do all the things in bed before you get up. During the day, probably sitting in front of the computer a lot, that can be quite, straining. On the eyes, on the shoulders, on the back. So it's just doing those regular stretches, or maybe even just standing up time to time off your chair, but even on the chair. So, I don't know, maybe I can just do some them later on.
Yeah, go for it.
And put some little videos. So even if you're just sitting on the chair, you can do some side twists and then holding the kind of back of the chair, going to the other side, even just kind of grabbing hold of the back of the chair again and opening out the chest for a moment. That's going to help you even kind of opening out the lungs and breathe into it a little bit. Doing some kind of neck circles can help, just doing the basics. And then the shoulders, because like any tension, probably primarily is going to build up in the neck and shoulder area, especially when you sit as well. There's an eye exercise as well that you can do. So I'm not going to show you the whole thing, but if you're wearing glasses, probably you want to take them off. I think lenses, you probably can leave it, but if it depends on how you feel with the lenses. So it's just literally defining that kind of straight back, spine position, shoulders relaxed, and then you find the head is centered and the face is relaxed. And all you're going to do is just take the gaze up and down in a straight line. You can use the thumb to guide you up and down. Vertically. You can start it really slow, not like as fast as I'm doing it now. and then you can go horizontally, and it helps to kind of release any tension, and it helps to get rid of any strain in the eyes. It relaxes and strengthens the eye muscles as well. So if you sit in front of the computer, or we are on our phone so many times, those little things can help. And even if you just do it like maybe once or twice, or like 5-10 minutes, it doesn't take long to just do that. And then in the evenings, I would probably say, or even after lunch, you could do a little deep relaxation. So you would just lie down, and then you can also just really walk yourself through your body. So you lie down, you cover yourself with a blanket, and you take 10 minutes, because with deep relaxation, by releasing any tension and not doing anything, it helps you digest your food a lot better as well, because all your energy is focused on your digestion. So you can just walk through the body to relax the toes, the feet, the ankles, and you just walk yourself through every part of the body, and just 5 minutes of relaxation. That can help. Then in the evening, maybe you want to do a guided meditation if that helps you. Some breathing technique. So in terms of yoga, I really like, I'm not even going to go into it too deep, but nice stretches, on the floor. Even if you like, I teach yin, which is a lot different to any other yoga style. So it kind of, yin yoga is focusing on poses, like long floor-based, holding the poses for quite a long time. And it helps to go deeper into the body, like it helps to kind of relax, not relax, but it helps to kind of release the tension in the connective tissues or the fascia. So it's a lot deeper work. But doing it takes you into that meditative state, and it takes you in, so you kind of slow down, and then you stay in the pose for a couple of minutes, 2, 3, 5 minutes, and then you really then stretch into it. And then if you do maybe 15 minutes of that, then you already kind of get into that sleepy state. And then you're ready to sleep. Maybe after that you can do the alternate nostril breathing, or a slow 3-part belly breathing, and then you can go to bed probably feeling already quite relaxed.
So that's kind of a bit of everything there, isn't it? The deep stretching, the breathing, the meditative states, and naturally you're just coming down.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Really great.
And then please don't switch the TV on after all that.
Yeah. So a break in the morning and a break in the evening from digital stuff.
Yeah. We don't really realize it, but like for me, I started to realize I'm at home now, and I'm on my phone, especially now that I'm trying to set things up online and everything, and then I'm trying to be active on Facebook and Instagram and everything. And then I realized that I'm getting headaches, and when your phone shows you the hours you spent, and then it's like, and then I'm just like, oh shit, like this is not
everyone please stop that.
And the other thing I would say probably is just don't beat yourself up about things, because it's hard as it is already, what's happening around us, and obviously it's going to affect people differently. And I think it's important to just give yourself a break. Like, everyone reacts differently. Everyone's got different backgrounds. Everyone's got different circumstances. So it's just giving yourself that space to feel whatever you need to feel. You can't just all of a sudden snap out and then, yes, I'm going to be calm, I'm going to be peaceful, and then everything is going to be all right. It doesn't work like that, and it doesn't have to be. You kind of be in your reality, and that's just how it is.
Yeah.
Like, so.
Oh, have you got a go-to pose that you can demonstrate for us, or something we could try?
So, yeah, I've been thinking about this one. There's so many. For demonstration purposes, I'm just going to give you just a really simple one. So child's pose. And you're going to start by, let me try and, just bear with me a second. I'm going to try and, is it better?
Yeah, I can see that.
So you're going to start by sitting your buttocks back on your heels. If this is too much for your knees or even for your ankles, you can always put some blankets here. Yeah. You can use a pillow to maybe put in between your legs and your buttocks and just sit back. Again, then I would probably invite you to then open out the knee, touching the bloody child's pose. And then we're going to just fold forward. And we're going to rest the forehead on the floor. Mm-hmm. Whatever feels right for you, you can either just take the arms and then lengthen the arms out in front of you. But you keep the arms quite engaged, so you're not necessarily, you can drop the forearm, but you still feel a sense of engagement in the arms.
Yeah, that is a great stretch for the back. Oh.
It's a great stretch for the back. It lengthens out the spine. It's really good for the lower back. So we often put a lot of strain on the lower back, the way we sit, and then we can get the lower back really strained. So it's quite nice to have that. And if you have someone who knows what they're doing, and you can help maybe just kind of pushing down on this bit.
Okay.
And then lengthening out that lower back.
Oh, so, amazing.
And it's any kind of forward fold can help you to bring the awareness within a little bit. So then kind of stretching out the spine a little bit. If you sit a lot today, you can just really do cat and cow.
Oh, I like that one.
So you come up to all fours, making sure that the knees are in line with the hips and then the wrists and hand in line with the shoulders. And you find a neutral position and shoulders are away from the ears. And then you're going to move with the breath. So it's a great kind of breath awareness and how you can then initiate the movement with the breath. So as you inhale, you're going to take the belly towards the floor. You're going to raise the tailbone and the head up. So you're going to arch the back vertebra by vertebra with the inhalation. And as you exhale, you're going to start rounding the back. You take the head down, and then you tug the tailbone under. Sorry. And then you round the back vertebra by vertebra, releasing the head down all the way. And then you just keep going with your own breath. And you can close the eyes, and it's just a sense of awareness again, that you focus on the breath, and then you're moving with the breath. It's just creating that flow, and then really kind of lengthen and stretch out the spine as well, which is really nice.
Yeah, I've done that one before, and it feels amazing afterwards, even just a few rounds. Thank you so much. Really, really useful. So we've learned today all about meditation and yoga and how they're linked, how breathing is kind of essential to everything, even when you're doing the poses or you just need to relax, making sure we're breathing into the belly and not the chest. So that's kind of the panicking breath there. So just calming ourselves down.
Yeah.
Was it alternate nostril breathing? So that's another one.
I'll put a little, I've got some videos, and maybe I just put a little video for each so you know what to do. Yeah,
that'd be amazing. Yeah, so lots of things in here. If you do want to come and ask some comments or questions about a particular pose or one of the videos, then definitely come and do that, and we can get some answers there. I guess lastly, what is it that people can do to connect with you if they want to take their practice further, if they actually want to start to get into this on a regular basis? Is there a way that they can connect to you?
Yeah, so I leave the link to the website down there, and then you can just
I'll put it in the title. Yeah.
And then I have a Facebook page, and then I have an Instagram page. And so I am teaching now, and I'm starting teaching online from tomorrow, actually. So I was teaching with the local yoga studio, and we're taking everything online. So if it's okay for you, I can put a link there, and then there's a couple of classes. Now, in terms of whoever is a beginner, I'm going to do, so on Wednesday, I'm going to do an evening session, which is suitable for everyone. That is deep relaxation, breathing and meditation. So there's no physical asanas in that. That's 45 minutes. And then Thursday, I'm planning to do like an immersion sessions weekly. And that would be to help people building their own safe practice at home. Lovely. So I want to have different themed classes. And those classes are going to be limited to 5 people. So I can really give a bit of one-to-one attention and making it effective. So those are up and running. So I'll leave the link there so you can book there. We've got different pricing. So given the situation, it's kind of like pay as you can or what you can. So there's like 3 different price levels that people can pay. And I'm available, so anyone can kind of send me a message, and I would be happy to just have a chat. And then, and then I can offer private classes from there on, whichever, I think it's more around helping people kind of develop their own practice.
That's it. Yeah. Oh, great. So we'll put the links in the title and down in the comments as well to make sure people can tap into that. And I'll definitely try and jump into that as soon as I've got a bit more lung capacity going. I don't think I'll survive 45 minutes right now, but it's so good. And to be able to do that online and get a bit of guidance from someone so you're doing it correctly is just the best gift ever, because there's one thing following stuff along at home, but like you say, you could be doing yourself an injury, you might be overextending. So just to have that real one-to-one attention, I think, is going to be the thing that really makes a difference of people continuing or not. So that would be amazing.
And I think it's what you're saying earlier. I think it's all about listening to your body. So don't force anything, and especially if you feel how you feel, it's really important to listen to your body. I really believe in that kind of self-awareness. To start building that first, and then it gives you that kind of empowerment to then do so many things a lot better.
So, amazing. Hope everyone has enjoyed that. So tapping in, listening to yourself, pushing yourself as far as you can go, seeing how your body moves, taking things in your own kind of personalized way. And I think I just love that it's so clear now that yoga can be for everyone. It's not just for people who are super fit or super flexible.
No, not at all.
You can make up your own practice and at your own time as well. So that's really, really useful. Oh, thank you so much, Kinga. This has been so useful.
You're very welcome.
Right.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
I was wondering if I find, so I'm just looking for my favorite quote.
Oh, I love a quote.
About yoga, basically, because kind of for me this quote is really resonates how I look at yoga, and probably a lot of people have seen this already, but like the goal of yoga, no, it's not the handstand. The yoga pose is not the goal. Becoming flexible is not the goal. Standing on your hands is not the goal. The goal is to create space where you were once stuck, to unveil the layers of protection you've built around your heart, to appreciate your body and become aware of the mind and the noise it creates, to make peace with who you are. The goal is to love you. Come to your yoga mat to feel, not to accomplish. Shift your focus and your heart will grow.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Comfort, yeah, that is all of those lines, because that is a little bit more love. Who doesn't need a little bit more love for themselves? That time, that focus, and just getting rid of the myths that you need to be on your hands, with a leg in the air and doing everything else. That's not the focus. Thank you so much. That is beautiful. I might drop that in an actual post as well. Yeah, that's really good. So for everyone out there, this is the time and space that you've got. Use it as a gift. Try some things out at home, develop a practice for yourself. Use this time to maybe build up new habits and new ways of being healthier, mind, body, and soul connection. So you can get all of that in one go and really just learn to appreciate yourself and give your body a bit of a thank you because it does a lot for us.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, it's lovely
to see you.
Thank you. And I will speak to you very, very soon. I hope everybody else on the replay gets as much benefit as well.
Yeah, I hope so. Thanks a lot, guys.
Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye. Bye.